This is an itch I have that is rarely scratched, at least scratched right. Being a space pilot and being able to buy ships and upgrade them and then do space bounties and mine asteroids to make money. That is a recipe to make my entire day disappear. Star Valor offers all of this and more. However, there is a but with the game right now. And that but is early access. I have reviewed early access games before and will again. But in this case, I feel like there is a lot missing, and luckily there is a roadmap, so I know exactly what's missing. Faction Wars Part 2, storyline development, better ship AI, more things in space, and the economy patch are what I think is very much needed to flesh out the experience this game offers. Because right now, it's pretty basic. You start with a basic tutorial quest that teaches you how to mine asteroids, fly around, and move from station to station. There are tutorial text pop-ups that explain whatever new situation you find yourself in, and it's pretty good. If there's anything I would add, it would be some questline thing that takes you through combat and makes you experiment with weapons, so you get a feel for what weapons are good in what situations. But I learned it pretty quickly by just figuring it out on the go. But I will leave a recommendation. Missiles. Missiles have some smart guidance things, so you could just shoot missiles and run away. Also, the Vulcan guns are great because they ignore shields. And the battle computer will help you aim. Lasers produce a lot of heat, so if your ship is kitted out exclusively with lasers, you're only gonna shoot a small burst before your ship overheats and you can't fire anymore. So you should diversify the types of weapons you have, and you can assign each individual weapon to its own key binding. Finally, a use case for 12-button gaming mice that isn't related to an MMO. But the gameplay loop right now is pretty much just get a mission from a station, do the mission, get money and upgrade ship, or buy new ship and use it yourself, or add it to your fleet. Yeah, you can end up with a large death fleet, which makes you feel like the biggest boy. The missions currently are delivery missions. This is basically just go to this place, which can take you into another sector. Supply freight missions where you have to get some amount of an item back to the station. You can either mine that item or buy it from another station. And finally, the bounty hunting missions. Either taking out a dangerous single ship or assaulting a pirate hideout. A lot of sectors also have a boss that is very dangerous but drops good loot. The factions do go to war with each other, sending large fleets to attack a station, and you can help defend or attack the station. So you can affect the power balance currently, but not as much as I'd like. The ship progression loop is really good, constantly buying new weapons, ships and equipment as you level up. Yeah, there's a level up system. Level up and put a point into something that will improve you. There's also knowledge levels that are basically a stat you increase just by playing. And they're pretty self-explanatory, so just give them a read. Also, the perks are, well, perks. Just a permanent buff to your stuff like speed, weapon damage and energy generation. But there are so many different weapons and equipment, and you can upgrade those individually by either finding an ancient relic or crafting upgrade kits. And lots of ships need crew, which you can buy in a station. You can get absolutely lost in the ship and fleet building system, but since you can't own your own station or progress a storyline, this is really the only progression system. And since it's the only progression system, it does get a bit tired. I think monotony is a harsh word, but I can't find a better one. But having something else to think about and progress can shake up the monotony of only progressing your ship. And that's why currently I recommend wishlisting the game. because the game is fun right now, but it lacks those extra things that will make it an incredibly engaging experience. Because going from sector to sector just doing missions can honestly get a little boring and require a break. There is some quest involving the Children of Terra that might be interesting, but I've played 30 hours at this point and I still haven't found them. I want to help the Children of Terra overthrow the Venki Empire, but the Children of Terra are too good at hiding, and that's where I will leave the game. I will try to find them again when the game releases out of early access. But the combat is really fun. That's where the arena mode comes in. The arena mode is kinda like this. Personally, I prefer the station battles. Actually, I found the rebels. Took a mission, then saw that they were attacking the Venki, and flew over to help. Now I will join the long war against the Venki. I was actually friendly with the Venki when I started. Can you imagine the shock and horror on the Venki faces when I suddenly unloaded my cannons onto their station? This is where I really fell in love with the game. Being a part of a huge galactic war. It's awesome. I guess calling it a Star Wars would be more accurate. But, yes, unfortunately there is another but. Stations don't respawn. Meaning, the rebels won't make new stations where they just destroyed the Venki station. So you will just end up with an empty galaxy. At least as far as I know. The wiki says stations don't respawn, so don't blame me for being wrong. I don't really want to travel through an empty galaxy, so now, for reals this time, is where I leave the game. Star Valor is a fun game, but do yourself a favor and wait for the full release, to make sure that when you play it, nothing that could be considered productive gets done for at least a week. So for now, I sit here in patient anticipation, waiting for the full release. I recommend you do the same. Call me Uncle Bryan, subscribe, and see you later, Space Cowboy.